Okay, so this was the end of the discussion. So let me know if you have any question.
Well, actually, yes, and a statement. So while I make a point of only bringing MDG Premium people on camera, I'm making an exception for my friend Kim because we met in London at 10X, and I wrote her in LinkedIn while you were talking, and I wrote, Kim Young, you're on my call now? And she wrote, yes, I love Monir's webcasts. He is brilliant.
Thank you, because I was on a webinar also with Kim Young about UDI, so yeah, it was also an amazing call with her. So
I said, is this your first MDG Premium call? She said, yes, it is, and I said, I'll take it however I can get it.
Great.
Anyhow, I promoted her to be a panelist, and I need to hit unmute and ask to start video because she has a question for you.
Okay, let's go.
Kim Young.
Hey, Kim, you're on mute.
You're on mute. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, woman. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I'm unmuted now.
Yes.
Hello.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
Hi, Monir. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Good to see you too.
Yeah, great stuff. No, my question, I've been thinking something about lately is regard to the importers, and just wondering, you talked about multiple distributors, but you haven't mentioned multiple importers.
Yeah.
So if I'm a company that sells a whole range of products, but you've got importers that deal with certain, say, electrical goods, and another one that's going to, cover wound dressings. So if I have multiple importers, then what's the case there?
So there is a possibility to have multiple importers because, as you mentioned, there is some importers that are specialized in things. The only thing is, as I said, that each importer will have to place or a label or a document within your products to say, I am the importer of this device. Right. In the different countries. And this is the thing that is really important because we have to know the traceability of those products. We have to know where it's coming from. And by knowing from which importer it was entered inside Europe, we can then track where it's coming from and who maybe has made some mistake. And this is a possibility. I'm not recommending that because, as I said, it's better to have one point of entry and then we can know where it's coming from. But it is a possibility to do that.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I'm going to turn my video off now, Joe.
No, we like seeing you. And
no!
Have you used your fast round at all? I thought yours was one of the best ones that we did.
I don't. Yes, I think I have. I have used it. You'd have to talk to my marketing people because I try not to talk to them.
We're not all bad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
No,
okay, yes, it is time for you to go.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Okay. I'm bringing Luke on. He was asking a couple of things as well.
Hey, Luke. I think I met him in Medica, if I remember last year.
Yes,
yeah, Medica last year.
Actually, that was a great joke. Luke, are you going to put on your camera?
I'm trying. Just a moment.
Actually, yes, that was one of the earliest MDG successes was when I saw Luke sent me photographs of you and of Richard, I think it was.
Exactly, I was Richard. There was Stefan Bolanger. I met a lot of people there.
MDG friends are meeting in person. That was back when we could touch one another.
Yeah, exactly.
Luke, you had some questions.
Oh yeah, I have a friend that tried to import a medical device and rebrand it, but that was under the MDD. But under the MDR, if he tries to rebrand it, does he need the full technical file or access to the full technical file?
No, there is a new change now with the MDR. Before we were able to do OBL, OEM, so it's like the OEM, original manufacturer, has all the documentation and he gets a CE certificate, and the OBL, which is just branding the product, is just referring to this CE marking from the OEM. So now it's not possible anymore. Now, if he wants to have his name as the legal representative of these products on the market, so he's importing the device and he wants to put his name on it or the name of his company as the legal representative, he needs to have the full technical file under his name. So it's like notified body will come and audit himself. I have few customers where we talked about this case, but they said, can I just rebrand it and put my name, if I can say, as a logo or a brand, but the logo with the manufacturer, so this logo here, let's go back to the presentation here. So this logo here at the bottom where you see the black plant, it should then still be the OEM name that is on this one. What is the case? So the OEM or the original manufacturer that has the responsibility for this product gets a CE mark for this product. And then what he can do, he can authorize or can change or can have multiple packaging. And one of the packaging is with the logo of this entity. It's just a logo, it's just a brand, it's just a color, if I can say. The responsible of this product is still, for example, in that case, Bioquell, but the name maybe here, it's not Bioxwell anymore. It's another name of your importer, for example. But this packaging should be with the technical file of the original equipment manufacturer to say that I am authorizing that. It's my packaging. I do whatever I want with my packaging, as long as the logos are still fine and there is no issue with that. So you will put on the lab, on the technical file, the name of your or the brand of your company, of your importer, to say my brand is this one, even if it's maybe a name of a company, and then, but it will still remain the legal manufacturer of it. So this is two strategies where you have in one side the full responsibility, and in the other side you are not the full. You are just getting the packaging with your design, but at the end the responsibility is on the OEM or the original manufacturer.
Thank you very much for your clear answer. You always said it's medical device made easy.
Yeah.
I think it was Albert Einstein who said you must make it as simple as possible, but not simpler than that. And medical devices are never easy. I guess it's just, but you should say I make medical device as simple as possible.
Exactly. I mean, it's not easy because sometimes, yeah, there is really some specificity, if I can say, to understand. But yeah, as you mentioned, I try really to make it as easy as possible.
And I'm so glad that I found a typo in your presentation, because everything you do is always so perfect.
Thank you for that.
And I think for the record, medical devices as easy as possible.com was a bit unwieldy, right? Is that one?
Yeah, I think it's already easy. Medical device is already a long.
Thank you, Luc. Michelle, you had something to add?
Yeah.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey, Monir.
How many days today?
Oh gosh.
I'll look it up.
Yeah. But first off, I just had the best time on my podcast with you, and it's still one of the most popular videos on LinkedIn when people call me. So.
Right. I mean, you remember that we made a nice picture of you also on the thumbnail, so it was also a great one.
Yeah, with my party hat.
Exactly.
And forgive me, I got in a little late, so if you had covered this, but can you speak a little bit to the terms that need to be in the agreements with each one of these economic operators? Are they different? Because I know notified bodies are going to start pounding people, not only if they have an agreement, but what are the requirements of it?
Yeah, so mainly the only agreement that is really mandatory is the one with the authorized representative, because you have to prove that you have a mandate with an authorized representative, and this is something that is really important. With the importer and with the distributor, it's best to have one, but it's not like something that is really clearly audited by a notified body, because as I've said, there is the notified body will not really audit an importer or distributor. So the important thing that you have to have on those agreements is protecting the manufacturer from, if I can say, losing some data, because as you will give your products to the importer or distributor or whatever, so they will then take responsibility of it. They will have to track information of it. If you have, for example, a complaint or you have a vigilance reporting on the market, you have to rely on the information that will be provided by those importers or distributors. So if they are not playing the game, if they are not doing their task, then you can have some issues to recall or get all the products from the market. And this is why having an agreement that is really stating the roles and responsibility of each of the parties is really important. The same for the importer. The importer has also to mention to sign an agreement that is saying that the importer will not distribute any product on the market that is falsified, that is wrong, that has some non-conformities, etc., to protect also himself, because he is liable if he's placing a wrong device on the market. So those agreements, there is no kind of legal things in terms of that. It's just something that is really protecting each of them for any issue that can happen on the market. As we know, when everything is fine, when the business is flowing and there is no issue, nobody will check anything. But as soon as there is an issue on the market, then everybody will put the responsibility on everyone. So it's why you have to have those agreements that is saying who is responsible for what, so that everybody can rely on them to say, I've said to you, you are responsible of that and you have not done it, so you are liable for any issue that is happening on the market. And this is why the objective is really to protect each other about that, but also to protect the patient on the market, because as I've said, on those agreements, you have to state that any product that is not good, that is non-conform, will not be placed on the market, and that those entities can also stop business with you if they find that you are doing something wrong on the market. And this is mainly due also to some issues that were happening, like some scandals, like the PIP scandal or the other scandals that were happening on the market, where we say, okay, we are not, the importers can say, I am not responsible, it's the manufacturer who is responsible, I don't know what they were doing, etc. Here it says, no, you have to check what they are doing, and it's what I showed also on the presentation, that everybody is checking what everybody is doing, and this is why having those agreements in place is really important, even if it's not like something that everybody will be looking at the first on the first step.
Mm-hmm. I had a customer where the distributors were responsible for in-country registrations, and which there are several European countries that you have to do unique registration country by country, and the distributors just shipped it everywhere. And they had a situation where they needed to get some product back, and they're like, what do you mean you shipped it to France or Italy or wherever, So in that case, I think, to your point, you really have to be aware of what you're asking of your distributors or importers in terms of responsibilities.
Exactly. And the point that you mentioned, for example, registration of products all over the different countries, normally on the text, on the legislation, is not the responsibility of a distributor or an importer, but you can put that as in an agreement to say, I ask you to be the responsible person for doing that. But legally, they don't have this responsibility specifically on the legislation. So it can be the authorized representative, it can be also the manufacturer that is doing that remotely, but you can have this agreement and mention specifically, I ask you to be the one registering my products in the country, and I give you this agreement for doing that, and then they can do it by themselves, I can say. But yeah, there can be those cases where they are shipping everywhere, where, as I've said, you have to register in each country before you can go. This is specific for class 1. Normally for the other classes, class 2A, 2B, and 3, those products can go in all the European Union without registration because they have a CE certificate. But for class 1, as they are self-certified, you have to go to each country one by one and register your products.
What about translations?
Yeah, this is an important point. With the EU MDR now, translation is really something that everybody is struggling with. Why? Because it says on the text that you have to translate the documents on the language of the member state, for example, where you are selling the products. The problem is that we have no official list of each country, what is their official language or the language they accept. For example, in France, it's French. You have no choice. In Germany, it's German. You have no choice. I heard in Netherlands, they accept also English. So there is things that are also important here, maybe from the European Commission, to provide a list of approved languages for each country, because this is something that everybody will struggle. And at the end, you will get some IFUs with 20 languages in one document, and then you will have also to struggle each time you have to change this one.
Sounds like an opportunity for one of the two of you to put this list together as a download for your
to do that, you have to call them one by one. And the issue is the fact that one country can decide from one day to another, oh, I will include English, or I will include another thing. For Switzerland, for example, it's German, French, and Italian. So it means that it's like that. In the Belgium, it's French and Netherlands or Finnish, etc., etc. So this is something that each state can decide, and this is the point where I would prefer the EU Commission to say, what is your language, and here is the official list for that.
Can you get?
But if you want, we call every member state one by one. We can do that and check what they will say to us.
Can you get your distributors to translate?
Yeah, the distributor and the importer can translate in their language, in the language of the country where they are distributing. They just have to respect some kind of quality translation. So to use maybe some companies that are certified for translation, also having a quality management system that is explaining how you are checking those translation, how you are managing the different version of translation, etc., etc. But they can do that, and it's something I mentioned just here. So in the case, for example, you are translating the information, you will not be considered as a manufacturer for the products, but you have to put this logo here, said translated by, so the company who is translating this information, and then you will be fine.
Okay, thanks.
For the record, we do these every week, and the calls are open to all, and yet I think we have more like first timers on this call than ever before. And they're all like, oh yes, we follow Monir. Monir is great, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know what you're doing, but it's working. And to wit, I almost never see Venkat because he's 12 and a half hours ahead of me. And I'm seeing him twice this week. It was my birthday on Wednesday, and I tried a new little experiment where I was live streaming my day and just having people stop by. And Venkat showed up then as well. By the way, should you ever attempt this experiment, LinkedIn shuts off live broadcasts after 4 hours.
Oh, really? Because you've said that you will do that the whole day.
And then all of a sudden it was, what happened? So I was like, okay, I guess I get off a half hour early today.
I have no more bandwidth,
Yes. Venkat writes, excellent presentation, and has a question. Venkat?
Hey, Venkat.
Hi, Monir. So I have a question. How do you select the authorized representative? Or I'm in India, so I work with a lot of startups. So how do they find out the guy who is suitable for it, or someone who is suitable to be an authorized representative? Is there some list from where we can choose, or?
Yeah.
Or are you willing to be an authorized representative? Just a question. I just want to ask.
I am not willing specifically to be one, but I'm partnering with some of them. So the idea is the fact that first, to be an authorized representative, you should be located in Europe. You should have signed a mandate or an agreement with the manufacturer. And you should have, as I've said, for the EU MDR, a person responsible for regulatory compliance within your team, or a consultant that can help you for that. The issue with the authorized representative is that anybody can do that. I mean, I can do that if I'm located in Europe. The problem is that my company, so Easy Medical Device, is in Switzerland. And the problem is that we have the MRA, the Mutual Recognition Agreement, that is not signed now for Europe. So even if my company wanted to be authorized representative, I cannot for now because of those uncertainty with the MRA that's happening. But to select an authorized representative, as I've said, first, better to not choose your importer or any distributor in the market, because they have interest to sell your products. They have interest to do all those things where an authorized representative or an office that is authorized representative should not have any interest that you are selling 10 units or 100 units or 200 units. So it's more they are doing their job without knowing how many units you are selling, because for them it's like not really what is increasing their business, if I can say. The other thing is that to have also some people that are really knowledgeable in terms of regulatory affairs, because there are a lot of changes that are happening actually. So if you want to have just an address as an authorized representative, you can have anybody. But if you want to have somebody that is really doing the role of an authorized representative, plus helping you also catch up some updates on the regulation, then you have really to find some specialized people of that. if you need, you can contact me per email. So here is my email address, and I can give you some names of people that can really help you in Europe for that. But remember also that Europe will be divided by January 1st, with the UK getting out of Europe, so with Brexit. So in that case, you will have also to find a UK representative for the UK market. So it's also something that will be making some manufacturers struggle if they are selling in Europe, because they will have to, again, try to find another economic operator for UK market.
And I understand I was having this conversation just on Wednesday with Aidan Hurd, who a 10X alum who stopped by. And he was saying that, of course, now we're going to have a British MDR. Yeah. And given everything else that's going on, it's probably just going to be plagiarizing the EU MDR for now with eventual edits. So now you have to file in two places as opposed to just the EU. So
exactly. So this is also something that will be really a struggle for a lot of companies. If you are selling only in UK, for example, you were used to have the CE marking, but now you will have to have the UK CA marking, then to find another authorized representative in the UK, and also to find a notified body in the UK, because the UK will also have their own NANDO list. So the list I showed you before, they will have their own NANDO list, where they will have their own notified bodies that they will select for the UK market.
I want to thank everyone who came for the first time. I put in the chat the address where this broadcast will be available later on. And Monir, you offer so much information for free. What might some of the folks on the call engage you for personally?
So mainly what I'm doing, so I have three types of business that I'm working with. So mainly I'm doing consulting. So I'm helping people to place their products on the EU market. I'm doing that me, and also I have a team of consultants that I'm working with, because I'm not specialized on biocompatibility, for example. So I have a person doing that. I'm not specialized on SAMD because it's really a lot of technical things. So I have a person that is working on that. So there is things where I'm not specialized on that. I can help you as a overall thing, but I will really go through some people that are really on my network and that are really specialized on this, that can help on that. Second thing, I'm doing some training. So for example, next week on Monday 19th, I'm closing the registration for my 5th edition of the Green Belt certification. So the Green Belt certification is a training for EU MDR. So I have first offering a mini course for EU MDR, which is a training that is email training. So you receive during 6 days emails with information about EU MDR. So it's really an introductory course. And then at the end, you pass a small quiz of 4 or 5 questions, and then you can get a certificate of participation for it.
How much does that cost?
Zero. This one is zero. So the mini course is €0. So you can register to it, and it's really an automatic email that is coming to you.
But MDG people get a special discount on zero, yes?
Yeah, exactly. They can go 100% discount.
Can you add an extra 33% off for MDG Premium members?
Yeah, we can do that. No problem for me.
Thank you.
And then as soon as you have pass the mini course, we can go through the Green Belt certificate, which is level 2, if I can say, training. And this during 1 week, I'm staying with you, and we are going through the EU MDR through 5 modules. So the first module is a general information with the timeline for EU MDR. Second module is economic operators. Third module is more steps to market. What are the steps to put your product on the market?
I have to ask you, there's so much value there. Why are you charging zero for that?
No, this one, so the second one, which is level 2, is worth €297, which is also not a lot for this type of training, because the idea for me is not to make money out of that. The idea for me is really that this will be accessible to as much people as possible, so that they can really get trained. And my principal mission is really to train as much people as possible, so that the medical device market is free of non-compliant products. So if we can, by doing this, having compliant products only on the market, then I would be really happy, because this is mainly the objective, to train people, to explain to them how it's working, so that really we can place compliant products on the market.
That's a very worthwhile endeavor. Monir, thank you so much for spending time for us today.
No problem. Thank you for that.
Okay, everyone, we'll see you next week. Joseph Anderson will be our guest, and we will be talking about quality processes. And I look forward to seeing you then. I'll see you online and on MDG Premium. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye now.